Today, down set college football. The Chiefs versus the Cardinals, and conference realignment kicks back up over the summer. American Game Day starts right now. Welcome back to American Game Day. Unlike Texas, we are back. Today is Saturday, August 19th. I am Braden Slater, your host, once again for another amazing and great season of American Game Day ahead of us. Welcome back to college football. We are just 1 week away, but NFL preseason's already been underway for the last couple of weeks. We got the Chiefs versus the Cardinals. That's going to be a big game later on tonight. I'll get to that in just a minute, but I just want to say welcome back here on Busy Sports YouTube. We're so happy to be here. I have lots of new plans for this year. You're going to love it. Let's jump into some conference realignment headlines. The Pac-12 has fallen apart. They have split between two conferences, the Big 12 and the Big 10. Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah all went to the Big 12. Oregon and Washington went to the Big 10, and we already know from last year, USC and UCLA is also going to the Big 10. Also, I got some big news. California, Stanford, Oregon State, and Washington State are just left in the Pac-12, and we might find out next week which conference they're going to. Are they going to join with the Mountain West, or are they going to the American Conference? Also, the ACC's falling apart with Clemson and Florida State wanting out. But I'll have more for that for you next week, or maybe on Down and Distance on Tuesday. But anyway, we got a good game to pay attention to tonight. Future players to look after. I can't think of his name right now, but the Chiefs quarterback. For some reason he's not in my head right now, but you know who he is, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, that's it. He needs more protection. We'll find out if he gets that tonight with new players coming in. Also, Kyle Murray also needs protection. He needs more protection than anybody else. It's going to be a good one tonight. Alright, let's take a look at my top 6 rankings. It is out, and I made my ranking based off of what it will look like with the season and not based on now. I have Ohio State at number 1. No surprise there. My second straight time I have the number 1, my preseason number 1, and the third straight year that they've been number 1 at some point. Number 2, the Cinderella this year, the Florida State's going to be the TCU of this year. I have them at number 2. Alabama is going to be at 3. Alabama, once again, is going to climb into the playoff spot. Nick Saban's going to be ready to go. Number 4, I have Georgia. Yes, they are still... It's going to be hard for them to do a three-peat. I had the just in again, but I don't know if they can beat the other 3 ahead of them. Number 5, I got Penn State. They're going to dominate the Big 10 without Ohio State and Michigan being in their way. And then Clemson is going to dominate the ACC, except for Florida State. It's going to come down to those two. What does the AP have against me? I mean, obviously, you gotta keep Georgia at number 1. I mean, I would have done the same thing, but, I mean, I really honestly think you put them at number 1, they're not gonna be number 1 at the end of the season. Upsets happen. Michigan 2, that's a bold statement. Ohio State at 3, Alabama 4, LSU at 5, and USC at 6. They have a lot of high hopes for LSU, USC, and I can see Michigan up there. I can, down and distant, you get to see my full rankings down in distance, so you get to see where I have Michigan there. All right, let's go over the games of the season for this year. What are some key games to watch this year? Well, on September 3rd, it's going to be the week 1. This is actually going to be on a Sunday night. We've got LSU versus Florida State. This is going to be a huge game. This is going to be set up for the future. This is a huge game. It's 4 versus 5. I don't remember which one they were. But, yeah, 4 versus 5, or I think 5 versus 6, maybe, I don't know. I know LSU is 5, I forgot what Florida State was. Anyway, Florida State's at home. This is going to be a big, big game for them. Do they have the high hopes I think they're going to have? Also, Brian Kelly doing amazing work down at LSU. Amazing. He's doing a great job recruiting, giving him a round of applause. It's going to be a really, really big game. And a great way to open up the season. Winning that game likely has a good playoff spot. And then, once again, last year was amazing to watch. Came down to a field goal. Nick Saban somehow managed to do it. This time they're at home. They got home field advantage. This game, if Texas wins this game, they proved that they are back. Texas is back if they win this game. If they lose it, well, the mean carries on. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is week 2 at 6 o'clock on ESPN. September 9th. Gonna be a big game. Can't wait to see it. I don't think it's gonna be as big as last year, though. I think Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide will have things together by then. Florida State, once again, on here for another big game. They're on the road this time against a really talented Clemson team. I think they got the defense to prove it, but the question is, does Clemson have the offense? Florida State, to me, I think they have. But Florida State, they win this game on the road. This is the ACC. This is an early look at the ACC championship game. And I'm trying to remember, are they in the same division? I don't think so. I think they are. If they are, then, yeah, I really think that that's the ACC championship game right there. All right, and then moving on, September 23rd. Sorry, I'm getting a little tired for some reason. I don't know why. I'm really excited about college football starting up next week. Anyway, Ohio State and Notre Dame. Oh, by the way, Notre Dame's first game. They hosting the first, well, I mean, not really hosting, but kind of, I mean, they're going to Ireland, but they're going to be playing Navy in the first college football game of the season. Anyway, they're at home hosting Ohio State now, and it's going to be quite an amazing game, because, once again, this game will prove if Ohio State wins. They proved that, they obviously deserve the number 1 spot, like I've been saying, this whole season, and probably the whole off season. And Notre Dame, yeah, they're going to be up top. They're going to compete, but I don't think they'll have enough. To Pac-12 we go. The last time these two teams will play each other. Yeah, I'm going to do a lot of, the end of a rivalry or end of tradition this year, because this is the last time we'll see these games. Utah, Oregon State. Some of you are probably thinking, this is one of the biggest games of the season? Yes, Oregon State's coming up on top. They've been building and building and building, and I think they're at home this time against the Pac-12 defending championship Utah. They have a real shot at taking this team down. I think they can. They got the offense to do it, but Utah also does too. And then we go to Red River rivalry. This game, last time in the Big 12, next year, first time in the SEC. And I gotta say, both these two teams, especially Oklahoma, has a much, much, much talented team this year. Their roster, on the defensive side especially, is much improved. It's gonna be a completely new defensive team. Off the side, it's going to be the same players, most of the same players returning, and their backups, this time, their backups, in case, you know what I'm talking about, gets injured, they actually have good enough backups this time. So this one's going to be quite interesting, and I think that this one will be one to remember for the Big 12 this season. Alabama and Texas A&M, this one is going to go at it again. These two head coaches, these two teams are forming a new rivalry every year. It gets better and better every year. A&M's at home this time. Last time they hosted Alabama, they pulled up the biggest upset no one thought they would have. But this time, Jimbo Fisher's on the hot seat ever after a devastating season last year. They have a much more talented season or roster this year. They don't have the number one recruiting school anymore. They hold that title. I think they learned their lesson this time. It's like, let's still have a good roster, but let's not hold the number one thing so we don't get memed about it this time. But also, the next week after that, A&M, Tennessee. This one is going to be a really big game because I think it's going to be better than what they play Alabama because Tennessee's really building down there. A&M, I don't know if they can pull that. If they can pull this off, I could say A&M is going back to where they should have been last year. But Tennessee, that's going to be a hard game to solve. The Tennessee they were last year. Good luck, A&M. Good luck. I don't have much to say about this game. I just want to say good luck, A&M. All right. Moving on, another game on October 14th, USC and Notre Dame. This one's going to be a huge one. And it's, mid-season, so if both these two teams hold up to what, the predictors say, this is going to be a top 10 matchup. And I can't wait to see this. USC's offense, yeah, they'll most definitely put up points against Notre Dame. But Notre Dame has a really good defense, though, too. But also, USC's defense kind of lacks right now, so this is probably going to be one high-scoring game. I'll say that right now. This is going to be a very high-scoring game. No defense at all. And then, October 21st. October 21st is like the big week. I need to make like a big title like October 21st, the biggest week in college football. There's so many big games on October 21st. We got Penn State, Ohio State. That's a huge Big Ten matchup. This is a chance for Penn State to take down a future number one team this year. I don't think it's going to happen. They're on the road. So, I don't think it's going to happen. But Penn State could pull up this big upset. Just putting Ohio State on an upset alert here. But I don't think they're going to lose. But they could. Next game on the 21st, Tennessee and Alabama. You know what happened last year? Well, Alabama's hosting it this time. They're going to be ready to go. It's going to be Alabama revenge tour this time. Or slightly revenge toward Alabama. They're Alabama, they don't lose much. But anyway, all the games that they did lose, it's revenge time. They're playing all those same teams this year. So, Alabama wants to crack at them. They're going to get it. It's going to be one crazy game. I got to say, you got to see some really big, powerful plays. It's going to be like mix of both. There's going to be some really good defensive stuff. There's going to be some really big offensive plays. It might be one of the most entertaining SEC games of the season. Still on October 21st, Utah and USC, the Pac-12 championship rematch last year. USC is hosted this time. Can they pull it off this time? I think they could. They're really wanting to beat Utah this time. Lincoln Riley, I think we'll have a game plan this time is to rely more on the defense. That sounded crazy in my head too. Yeah, where's the defense, Lincoln Riley? Come on, I want to see some defense from you. I've been asking for that for the last 5 years, still haven't seen it. I thought I would still see it last year. Still, nope. Same old Lincoln Riley. Just offense. But, we're looking at possibly the SEC Championship game on November 4th. An early look. LSU and Alabama. Yes, the SEC Championship game probably won't even feature Georgia this season. I think it's going to be LSU and Alabama in the SEC Championship game. Wow. I got to say, good job. Good job, LSU. You fought your way back into this. I think this is going to be LSU's season. I think it will be. They're going to be, I don't know if they have Georgia, but they do have Alabama. They do have Florida State. They got some top 5 teams in their schedule. And if they win those games, they're going to be a team to look after. Also on November 4th, November 4th also got some big ones. Notre Dame and Clemson. An ACC matchup. Not technically, but it is kind of, because Notre Dame is an ACC member. Not in football, but every summer, I always hear them saying, "Oh, or maybe rumors going around that we might actually join the ACC as a full member." Well, guess what? They do get a vote. Yeah, they do get an ACC vote, but they're not a full member. Because they're Notre Dame. That's why. That's all I have to say about that game. But Big Ten got a good one late in November. Michigan, Penn State. This is going to be a huge game. This is late in the season, too. So, this game's going to have some play. This is going to be a big one. Penn State, if they're still in the playoff race, they got to win this. It's probably likely their whiteout game. Michigan wins this, they're probably in the playoffs. Yeah, even if they lose to Ohio State the next game, if Michigan wins out and wins this game all the way up to Ohio State, even if they lose to Ohio State, I think that they probably are still in. But I don't see that happening. I actually think that Penn State's got the edge in this game. But we'll just have to wait to see. I mean, it's still way early this season. And then the game I was just talking about, the last week of the season, rivalry week, which rivalry week is kind of going away, and we just had this left, so, yeah. But, Michigan will be at home this time. If they lose to Penn State, well, they beat Ohio State, they're in the playoffs. Good seeing with that, but, I mean, if they beat Penn State, but they lose this, they still have a playoff chance. I mean, something crazy has to happen, but, yeah. Ohio State, if they win out, I gotta say, Ohio State's kind of having the cupcake schedule. A couple of them are, a couple of them aren't. Michigan has more of a cupcake schedule than anybody else, but that's gonna be a big game. The game. Alright, it's now time for probably one of my favorite segments to do that I don't do very often. It's time for Random Topic. Random Topic. Alright. Yeah, this is probably one of the craziest segments I ever did. I love this graphic so much. Let's talk. Random topic time. No more college football. No more NFL. No sports. Just random things out there. Twitter. Yes, Twitter is no longer Twitter. Bybird is now called X. Yeah. X. Yeah, Elon Musk, in case you didn't know, owns, and the CEO, well, I mean, he just hired a new CEO, I don't remember her name or whatever, but rebranded Twitter to X. Elon Musk plans to rebrand Twitter to an everything app, combining all of everything he owns, Tesla, SpaceX, Twitter, X, email, stocks, anything you can imagine into one app called X. Why not just call it the Everything app? Why? So, Elon Musk went from the most popular name in the history of names, the most famous logo in the world, and he's like, I'm going to change it to X because it's my favorite letter. X. That's all. And also, retweets are now called repost. Yeah, think about that. Anyway, that I don't want to talk about it anymore. I hate it. I'm still calling it Twitter. You probably all will too. Anyway, let's check out what's going around the network. I'm not starting that very well. Let's check out what's going around the network here on Busy Sports. Slateport Podcast is back every Monday, 6 o'clock. And then we got Down and Distance, new date this year, every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. And then Hot Seat, the first Monday of every month at 6 o'clock. And then this show, our flagship show, American Game Day, every Saturday at 10 a.m. And don't forget, check out our website for the latest news, scores, stats, etc. We just recently updated the website. It looks amazing. It looks great. And I can't wait to do more. Check it out for the latest breaking news that we have, mainly around conference realignment. It's now time for the episode! Well, we only have one game this week because we're still early on in the summer. It's still late summer, but almost in the fall. But yeah, 7 o'clock tonight, wherever you get your local games. So basically, you can only watch this if you live in Kansas City or Arizona. But if you can't watch it anywhere else, good luck. I can't even watch it, but if I were to pick the winner, I'm going with the Chiefs. Mainly because I don't even know who's playing or whatever, because you never know who's playing in preseason, but I'm going with Chiefs just because. Thanks for watching American Game Day. I'll see you next Saturday, 10 a.m. for the start of college football.